And good morning from the National Hilo Basketball Tournament. My name is Ethan Simon. I'm here alongside
Jonah Tech-Teal.
and we're set to give you a phenomenal matchup here at the men's Tier 2 final. We've got two guys who looking like from the same school, aren't they, Jonah?
Absolutely. Ethan, call me crazy, but I think YU is going to win this game.
Wow, you might be a wild one because we got YU, and YU, that's a 3-seeded Yeshiva Beinash against the 8th-seeded Yeshiva Bardashev. For what it's worth, Jonah, Yeshiva Bardashev has actually had quite the trip to actually get to this moment. They took down the number 1 seed last night, never mind having to play the playing game against the 9 seed, and then a number 4 seed this morning to get to this moment.
Yeah, they've had some really high-scoring games, and they've been playing really well in this tournament. I'm excited to see this matchup. I think it's going to be a really good game.
Yeah, who are the players that you think you'll look forward to seeing in this matchup?
I'm excited to see Hillel Beinash and David Orbach. They've been averaging double-digit point games, and I think they're going to perform really well here.
Yeah, I believe David Orbach coming in with 11.6 points per game in this tournament. Hillel Beinash with 10. And Yeshiva Bardashev, something to look out for is Roy Itkevici, who is the one getting tipped right off. He actually is a YU basketball player for the D3 team. He's started, I believe, over 60 games in the last 3 years for the YU team. Yesterday, in the 8 vs. 9 matchup that we had, and then 1 vs. 8 matchup, against Princeton that we had here, he was electric. He was on fire. He dunked. I believe it was 28 points. So he's definitely a name, number 5, Roy Itkevici, to look out for. Anyway, Jonah, what else? I think Eliav Saknovich, who scores 8 points per game. Duthan Bardashev, the captain, 7.16. I mean, you can really see a lot of high volatile scoring. You think we'll have that type of scoring here in this one?
I'm hoping so. I like a high-scoring game, and I think these teams can put a lot of balls into buckets, and I think that's what we're going to see today.
Yeah, awesome. So we're getting ready to tip. It is Roy Itkevici up against Noah Ohio, number 2 for Yeshiva Beinash for the tip, and we're off. Itkevici knocks it back, but it's taken away. That is Yeshiva Beinash. David Orbach tried to hold it. He does maintain possession. He steals it away from Bardashev, and they'll inbound it from the baseline. Daniel Schick inbounding, looking around, directing traffic. Hillel Beinash looking, that's the captain himself. He's got some moves. Right wing, drives inside, left-handed layup is good. That was really smooth, Jonah.
That's a strong drive. It's what I like to see from teams, especially early in the game. Strong drives like that, putting the ball to the hoop.
Yeah, right off the bat, they're rolling, and that's Eliav Saknovich taking up the court. Saknovich down to Dothan Bardashev. That's the cap. The cap down to Zachary Klatzik. Klatzik back to Bardashev. Bardashev controlling defense. Outside the perimeter, drives right side, steps back. That's 3. Fake the 3 is Klatzik. Klatzik back to Itkevici. Itkevici controlling defense. He's just dangerous from every side of the court, Jonah, and we'll see what he can do here. I mean, he's getting the YU defenders on their toes. Backs up against the rim. Turnaround jumper is good. Wow. It's a 2-2 early start.
Wow, this is a team that is moving the ball around, looking for open opportunities, and doing a good job of finding them, and it's impressive to see.
Yeah, last night when I was doing the 1 vs. 8 game, we said that Itkevici was a very Nikola Jokic type player. He can do it all on the field. Never mind being the tallest one out there, but I mean on the field, on the court. But he can pass, he can defend, and he can score. But that was a great shot right there by Beinash. They're up 4-2. The deep 3 is good by Zachary Klatzik. It is a 5-4 lead. Yeshiva Bardashev over right now, Yeshiva Beinash.
It's important to take those quick 3 opportunities.
Talking about quick 3, Hillel Beinash tries to return the 3. He's no good. But so far, kind of a lot of quick scoring right here by both of the YU teams. Dothan Bardashev controlling the ball, gets it to Klatzik. Klatzik looking, gets it back to Itkevici. Itkevici drives right side, takes 2 steps, layup is no good, just a bit too strong. That is rebounded by Noah Ohio and almost stolen away by Klatzik, but YU Beinash takes it back. Yeshiva Beinash, that's Ohio. Orbach looking, that's right side. Back at the top, left side of the key, that's Arish Glayar. Looking, goes back to the front. That was a dangerous pass. Don't worry, Hillel Beinash saves it in for 3. Hits it. 6-5. Yeshiva Beinash up 15-37 and counting in this game. Jonah, something I'm wondering, the size of Bardashev. Could that be a difference in the rebound? We haven't seen it so far because of deep 3s. But you can see Yeshiva Bardashev has quite the size advantage right now.
Yeah, I think we're going to see it, especially as we get deeper into the game and we see more missed shots. I think that rebounding and that size is really going to help them.
Yeah, and right on cue right there, you got Dothan Bardashov. He's like, I mean, just as you mentioned, he drove right in. He backed up against his defender, and he was just a solid few inches taller than him. And the only thing he can really do is slap at elbows to try to defend that. And he'll go for the line for 2. First shot is good. 7-6. Yeshiva Beinash with the lead still. And the second free throw just a bit too strong. That's rebounded by Beinash. Hillel Beinash driving the ball up the court. He's point guard. He's got the moves. He's got the speed. Drives right side from the perimeter. Inside, he tosses it. The nice little floater. That's doubled up. That won't matter. What a strong lay-in right inside. That was Noah Ohio. Our 7.4 points per game score. It's a close one, Jonah here. 9-6. Yeshiva Beinash up with almost under 14 to go.
You know, Ethan, a pass like that takes trust in your teammates, and it's impressive to see.
Yeah, 1,000%. He got it in, and it was about, even with a double team, though, he was able to post up and still make the shot. Itkevici with a miss inside, driving in. That is Orbach. YU, that is Arish Sklar who gets the shot to fall. It's 11-6, YU Beinash, and almost stolen away. That was poked away, and possession. Beinash up 11-6, 13-44, 13-43, and counting. Jordan, what are you seeing so far in this game?
I'm seeing a lot of really fast plays. I'm not seeing the team slow down and move the ball around, and when I am seeing them do it, they're scoring. And I think that whichever team is able to keep the game at their pace and move the ball around and take open opportunities is going to take a lead here, and I'm excited to see it. Yeah,
no need to rush at the moment. There's a lot of time left, and they can just set their plays to set up. Kind of like that, almost fell for Arish Sklar, but that type of play, they keep running it, and you know, Beinash might spread this lead, but Itkevici full head of steam, and he'll pass it way out to the perimeter. That is Dothan Bardashev who gets it. Bardashev staring down. They double him up. That's dangerous. Don't leave YU. They're a great three-point shooter team. Can't leave guys open. Just right on cue. Great three-point shooter team. I called it. Zachary Kletzik knocks home a triple. It's 11-9, two-point game.
Yeah, but like I was saying, Ethan, they were able to move that ball outside on the perimeter to get to an open man who could make that three, and he was able to do it. And so I think it's going to work well for them later in the game if they keep being able to see those open opportunities and take them. Yeah, and you got to wonder, their strategy of doubling up the ball handler, you know, they got sold for that one, left a man open, and a foul from behind by, that was fouled by behind by Noah Ohio. On the fast break to the line for 2 goes Bardashev. You got to wonder, if they're doubling up the ball handler, they're always going to leave a guy open. That's just how it works, obviously. So, you know, YU Bardashev being such a good three-point team, is that a good strategy? I don't know. I've never personally been a fan of it. I think that leaving an open man is just leaving opportunities on the board for the other team to score. And I think that whether you're running a zone or a man-to-man defense, it's important to keep pressure on the ball, but also make sure they have no opportunities to pass, make them feel isolated so that you can get that steal and get back on offense. It's about finding that nice medium to make sure that you still maintain that great game pressure, but kind of make sure you don't fall behind. Saknovitz, that's his second. He misses both free throws. I believe they call a lane violation, actually, on David Orbach. That'll give Saknovitz a third chance to finally knock one in. He made the first one, excuse me. It's 11-10. Beinash is still in the lead here. For those watching, Bardashev's in the dark blue jerseys, YU Bardashev, and Beinash is in the light blue YU jerseys, in case you're getting confused by both of them being YU teams. Here comes Hillel Beinash up the line. It's 11-10. They hold a 1-point lead. Can they stretch this lead some more? Beinash to the left corner. That's Orbach. Orbach for 3, knocks it home. It is 14-10. Jonah, they're spreading the ball around. Yeah, it's plays like that I like to see. Hillel Beinash went in for a strong drive, saw that he didn't have an opportunity, saw he had an open man, made the extra pass, and they were able to score 3. Yeah, that's what they got to do. That was a really deep 3 by Bardashev. That was short, rebounded. Itkevici, their star, knocks it in, and you know they got to start containing him. It's 14-11, at 14-13 at the moment. YU Beinash over Bardashev. Hillel Beinash looking, spreads it all around. That's from almost a little bit short of the elbow. It is no good. That is rebounded by Eliav Saknovitz. Saknovitz directing traffic. Finds Itkevici from the outside the perimeter right side. Itkevici drives in, left hand, takes 2 steps, gets fouled. Foul was on the floor, I believe. Yeah. Yes, foul was called from the floor. They will inbound it. Yeshiva Bardashev down by 1. Chance to go up here.
They'll run an out-of-bounds play.
You know, I saw that foul, and you have to wonder if that's a strategy by this team to try and contain a player that has really been putting a lot of points on the board for the other team.
Yeah, Itkavici's a strong guy to drive in every time they're fouling. As we saw, foul shots play a big role in these games. If you're not someone who can hit a foul shot while pressured, that's just like free turnovers basically for the other team. Hilo Nash, a right side, drives in near the baseline. It's got fouled. He got held right there by Eliav Saknovich. That will be the 4th foul, I believe, on Yeshiva Bardashev. They're getting close to the bonus.
You know, Ethan, you have to wonder if the familiarity the players have with each other coming from the same school is contributing to the high fouls that we've seen in this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to make group projects really awkward, whoever loses this one. But it's really fun. This is a fun matchup. And, yeah, you're right, competitive. These are the people you cross, in your dorm every day type idea. Okay, inside, throws it inside is Bay Nash. They're playing hot potato right now with the ball, but the little hook is no good. They tried to use his little inner Kareem Abdul-Jabbar right there. Was Noah Ohayon, but he could not do that. Itkavici loses the ball, trying to get around the defender, taken away by Hilo Bay Nash. Hilo Bay Nash, he's got a little bit of a fast break, and he takes the 3, and it is good. He's kind of fire from there, Jonah.
The ability to stop your momentum when you see an opportunity at the 3 there and take it when you know you don't have a defender close enough to block is really smart basketball, and I'm glad to see it on this court today.
Yeah, and a big reason why Bay Nash is up 17-14. Bay Nash actually stole it away. They're going to slow it down right side. That is Amitai Najman Licht. Najman Licht to give it to Ari Shklar. Ari Shklar loses it a little bit, but he kind of somehow still has it. Everyone was on the ground, and YU Bay Nash still has it. Hit back down to Hilo Bay Nash. Hilo Bay Nash left side. Running the perimeter back to the top of the key. Bay Nash for 3. Looks, fakes to the shot from right side. YU for 3 from downtown. He missed it short. Rebounded. That is YU Bardashev. YU Bardashev, Itkavici. Itkavici takes it left side. That is blocked by David Orbach. David Orbach right ahead. Hilo Bay Nash, he's got some free room. Left-handed layup is good. He did a little bit of a reverse, and that is why it is now 19-13 YU Bay Nash right over Bardashev. Taking it up the line, directing traffic once again. That is the captain himself, Bardashev. Bardashev, he's kind of got a free area right side. Goes to the corner to Liev Markovich. Liev Markovich back down to Eliav Saknovich. Eliav Saknovich staring ahead, back down to Bardashev. Bardashev drives right corner for 3. Missed it. Far right. And take it away. Orbach. Orbach, 1, 2. Little pop in right there. No good. And taken back away by Bardashev.
Yes. You know, one thing I've seen today in this game is Hilo Bay Nash really showing a lot of basketball IQ here. He knows where the ball is and he knows where it needs to be, and I think it's what's been contributing to him putting 10 points up on average in this game.
Yeah, after the little air ball by Bardashev, I think, Jonah, what we're seeing here is Bardashev's, they've got the moves, they've got the speed, they've got the high IQ. The shots just aren't falling, and that's the difference why Bay Nash is up by 3 at the moment. As Hilo Bay Nash, right as his team's name is called, he knocks it home again from downtown right side. Hilo Bay Nash, 22-13, that's a 9-point advantage right now. Itkavici slowly dribbling up the court. He knows that if they're going to 6:40, 6:39 left, that if Bardashev's going to have a chance at the moment, he's got to be the one to try to turn this around, and he does a little spin move right side. Too strong. That is rebounded by Ari Shklar. Ari Shklar back down inside. That's Orbach. Orbach left by himself. He had a free lane to the basket, and he takes advantage of that one. It's 24-13 Bardashev. Bay Nash right over Bardashev, back to the 9-point lead. Bardashev staring down the defense. A lot of movement. They're playing man-to-man right now, Bay Nash, and it's clearly working. But instead, just as I said, it's clearly working. They exploit the man-to-man, leaving a clear open path right into the paint for the easy lay-in.
Yeah, that's what I really want to see from this team moving forward, and I think would help them score points, is playing smart basketball and finding open lanes and open opportunities.
Yeah, no Ohio with the little shot, but Jonah, even with the finding opportunities, Bay Nash's shots just keep falling. What does Bardashev need to do to stop that?
I think they need to put more defensive pressure on Hilo Bay Nash, especially at the 3. We've seen him make threes from almost the same position a lot in this game, And I think having a stronger defender there that can put a hand in his face and make those harder threes I think would help put a dent in the point deficit that they have in this game.
Yeah, something that actually our women's coach here at Maryland Basketball preaches continuously when they're down is you got to get stops and then take advantages off those stops. Unfortunately, right now, what Bardashev's doing is sometimes they're getting the stops, but they're not taking advantage. I mean, right there, Orbach with the clear open shot. Stops, take advantage. Stops, takes advantage. They got to put those stops together. We'll see maybe we're under the 5-minute mark if Bardashev can actually start doing that down by 13 here. Jonah, who so far has been your player that's really stepped up?
You know, it's hard to choose just one in this game, but I think one player that I've seen do really well so far is Hillel Baynash. I think that he's been putting up 15 points in this game, already 5 above the average he has for this tournament this early in the game. He's been making threes, and he's been moving the ball around for his team and forcing open opportunities, and I really have liked to see the way he's played in this game.
Yeah, a nice little one off the backboard for Zachary Klesnik right there. 4-3 from the left corner. That is missed by Amitai. Najman licked and rebounded. That's YU Klesnik back up and in. Just a bit too much. He thought he probably was looking for the foul, but he didn't finish it. And Orbach taking back up. Orbach for Baynash. Orbach for 3. Hits it home. 31-17. It's a 15-point game. You know, what's important to note, actually, it's a 14-point game, excuse me. What's important to note also, as you mentioned, Hillel Baynash, he has, I believe, he has 15 points. That's actually almost as much as his opponent does.
And I think, Ethan, it's important to know when you're almost outscoring the entire other team, the other team has to focus their defense around you in a way that leaves other players open. And I think we've seen that in the later parts of these games where other players have been putting up threes, where Hillel's drawing the defense and moving the ball around and making open opportunities.
Yeah, great baseline play, by the way, to actually end with the Klesnik lay-in. That was phenomenal. He boxed out his opponent down low to get it in. It's 31-19. Back down to Baynash. Baynash slowing it down. David Orbach, big time slowing it down. He's looking to make a move. Gets a great pick set by Schick. Daniel Schick gets it back. Daniel Schick. Ooh, what a move by Klesnik. And an ankle breaker does not fall. He had him slipping and sliding right there on the hardwood. But Klesnik is actually the winner of that battle. Itkovic, 4-3, fake the 3 on Orbach, drives right in, and just a bit too strong. Once again, these guys a little bit, I think, Jonah, are actually looking for fouls on a lot of these drive-ins. You got to drive in left side. Orbach, right-handed is in, right-handed land. It is 33-19. Baynash with back to the 14-point advantage. And that is too strong of a shot. Ball gives it back to Baynash, and we'll have a timeout called on the floor. 33-19. YU Baynash with the 14-point lead over YU Bardashev here in the first half of the men's Tier 2 final at the National Hillel Basketball Tournament. Jonah, what are your thoughts so far as this game has developed as we're almost to halftime?
I think that we're seeing Hillel Baynash really take a commanding role in this game. They know they have a big lead, and they're trying to add to it. They're slowing the game down and making it work in its favor, and I think it's starting to work really well for them. They're creating open opportunities. They're exploiting the other team's fatigue on defense, and I'm really excited to see it.
Yeah, they're not slowing down. They're just steaming ahead every time, Baynash. And again, Bardashev, that's what they got to stop. They got to put bodies in front of the people who are driving, got to make sure to foul. And they kind of, a little bit of luck got to get involved. Baynash actually starts missing their shots because right now they're shooting at a really high percentage, including Hillel Baynash, the cap himself. And we can see why he's the captain, put this team together because my guy is putting the team on his back right now. And they're about to get set back right here at the top after the timeout. Just a little bit, by the way, in terms of stats for this game. Jonah, do you want to go over what are our stats right now?
Yeah, so Klesnik
has
5 points, and Saknovich has 6, Bardashev has 4, and Itrovic also has 4. We've not been seeing a lot of rebounding by this team, and that's shown in the stats. But I think really what we've seen is low scoring by a few point scorers, and they have not been able to get the ball around. But I think the other team stats really speak for themselves in terms of why they're up in this game. They've been getting rebounds, they've been getting assists, and they have a lot of points. Both Orbach and Baynash putting up 15 and 10 points respectively, which I think is really putting them in the lead. in terms of point scoring and really just taking command in this game.
Yeah, a little bit of a sloppy possession, by the way, right there by Baynash. That's kind of it. You can see the defense. Bardashev is starting to put the pressure on. Wide open, it's Kledzik. Kledzik to the hoop, misses a little bit. Rebound, Itkavici lay and missed again. Gets his own rebound. Nope, taken away. That is Noah Ohio. Noah Ohio slowing it down. He sees two guys running ahead. He's got a guy in the corner from the perimeter. That is Daniel Schick. Daniel Schick back to Ohio. Ohio back to Schick, right side. Schick for three, and he misses it. And rebounded back YU. Bardashev, that's Itkavici slowing it down. 14-point game, 33-19, 136 and counting in the first half. Ooh, what a cute, fun behind the back pass from Bardashev to Kledzik. Rebounded Itkavici off the miss. Great defense so far by Ari Shklar, but the and one is hit by Itkavici.
If Bardashev wants to get back in this game, they're going to need to make more plays like that. Strong rebounding, going up and drawing the foul, putting the ball in the hoop, and getting more points.
Yeah, exactly. And I totally misspoke there. For the and one, Itkavici, again, strong. That's something he did many times in our previous games. He's an and one machine on the court for YU. And Nikita, the reason how they upset the #1 seed yesterday. And the extra shot is no good. That is rebounded by Baynash. 33-21, 53.5 seconds and counting.
Yeah, if you can make those extra shots, Ethan, it's a great way to make some extra points up, especially in tight games, and to bring you back up in games that you're down in.
Free throws are called free for a reason. Baynash from the corner, making a little move is Shklar. Shklar for the little free throw from the elbow is no good. Rebound Itkavici, looking to make them down by 10. Itkavici, Baynash covering it. That's a big size advantage right there. Bardashev backing down Ohio. He's looking, and I think they're kind of looking to waste a little bit of clock here, Jonah. 22, 21, 20 seconds and more. 33-21, Baynash with the lead. It looks like Bardashev's content with being down by at least 10 at half. Itkavici through traffic, can't let it go. Though free, laying himself, Ari Shklar. Oh, what a hustle from behind. Oh, and they call the foul on Eliav Saknovich. He hustled to catch up to Ari Shklar right there. That was a quite impressive run, Jonah, to try to maintain to make sure he didn't get that free play.
You know, Ethan, I don't want to disagree with our wonderful refs here today, but I don't know that that was a foul. I think he may have only caught ball there.
He might have. I think of both of these teams and what I've seen so far in the basketball tournament, a lot of these players are looking for fouls when they're driving in instead of focusing on the hoop. Actually, except right then at that moment, for what it's worth, Shklar was clearly looking for the open lane, did not seem to see the defender, but he's cashing in on these free throws. The first one is good by Ari Shklar. 34-21, 5.8 seconds left. The Yeshiva Bardashev is going to get a final shot here in the half. Second one by Ari Shklar. Ooh, they're going to call lane violation on that one. No, Ohio moved a little bit with the lane violation. That is a very North Carolina Tar Heels type play as they did in the second round of March Madness just this past year. Shklar, it won't matter. He's actually fire from the line. Bardashev, 5 seconds left. He gets it back to Itkavici, 4 seconds. 3, Itkavici looking for the buzzer. 2, inside, stolen away. The deep 3 is just a tad short. Not everyone can make that Michigan State shot from all the way back there for 60 feet. It is 35-21. Yeshiva Baynash right now up ahead by 14 on Yeshiva Bardashev. We're going to go to break. Jonah, do you have any last words before we go to half?
You know, I'm excited to see what adjustments Yeshiva Bardashev is going to make in the next half to try and make up this lead.
Yeah, 100%. Anyway, we'll see you in the next half. Thank you very much.
What if $5
could turn into $1 billion
for Israel and the Jewish people?
It sounds unbelievable,
but through the World Zionist Congress election,
you have a say in how over $1 billion
is allocated to Jewish causes.
Eish Ha'am is running to ensure
that the World Zionist Congress will allocate its funding
to tackle the biggest challenges facing our people.
The rise of anti-Semitism on college campuses and across the globe.
A disconnected next generation losing touch with their Jewish heritage.
Jewish disunity both in Israel and the diaspora.
And the threats to Israel from terrorists and their global enablers.
If you believe in fighting anti-Semitism,
strengthening Jewish identity,
uniting our people,
and supporting Israel,
then Eish Ha'am is your home.
We're Jews from all backgrounds.
College students,
Community leaders.
Online influencers.
and Jewish advocates.
United for a common cause.
For just $5.
You can make a difference.
Vote now at aish.com/vote.
it is the best $5 you will ever spend.
Did you know
that anybody can save a life?
Every 3 minutes, someone is diagnosed with a type of blood cancer in the United States.
and every 9 minutes someone dies because of it?
Those are not just statistics.
Those are real families.
Gift of Life Marrow Registry was created by a transplant recipient.
And it's working to change those statistics.
We can all
We can all
We can all be real life heroes.
Your stem cells can help cure blood cancer and more than 75 diseases. It's almost as easy as donating blood. Gift of Life is a national public nonprofit
blood stem cell and marrow registry
that facilitates transplants for patients in the United States and abroad.
The more donors who join the registry,
the more diverse the ancestry,
the more likely someone will find a match and the greater their chances of survival.
Gift of Life hosts and promotes recruitment drives and educational programs all over the country.
and houses its own state-of-the-art stem cell collection center, biobank, and laboratory.
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready to save a life today?
And back out to this one here. It's 35-24. Hillel Bay Nash over Yeshiva Bardadev. Jonah, do you want to start us off with something on the second half?
Yeah, I just wanted to welcome everyone back and let everyone know we're excited for the second half and excited to see what this team is going to put together.
Yeah, exactly. And I want to do a few shout-outs right here. You know, someone who's very near and dear to the game, who unfortunately couldn't be here, Kira Hoffman, watching this game from outside of Chicago. She broke her foot in a lot of different places. Otherwise, she would be balling on this court. Maybe even Duncan, who knows Ben Murphy style so far in this NHBT. But we're going to be back to our matchups right over here. This is Bardashev. Bardashev takes it up the court. Talking about, by the way, Dothan Bardashev, number one, he's looking for a software engineering internship. So if anyone's got any options out there, he's openly, actively looking for employment and would be a great candidate, especially if you hire him based off his basketball skills and his software engineering skills. Itkavicci with the ball back, doing a little bit of razzle-dazzle under the lay, and they didn't call the travel on there. He gets his own rebound back. Itkavicci, two strong second shots. Third shot's no good. Fourth shot hits it. I guess it's not 3 times the charm out here. It's kind of 4 times the charm, Jonah.
But that intensity, that going up for the rebound and keep going until it gets in is what is going to get them back in this game, if anything is.
4-3 left corner's too strong. Noah Ohayon back down to Bardashev. Intensity it is. It's a 12-point game, Jonah. Bardashev taking it up the court. Bardashev left side from the wing, outside the perimeter, backing down his defender. He looks. He's going to spin right. I'm sure of it. He doesn't spin right. He goes back to the top. That's Klesnik. Klesnik, Itkevici. Itkevici staring down David Orbach, backing up against David Orbach, who's had a number of points with this. Klesnik drives right side, inside the paint, got through both his defenders, and he'll lay it in. It's back to a 10-point game here. 16-44 and counting, Jonah. How do you like this half so far?
You know, I really have liked what I've seen from Bardashev in this half so far. They've been playing really aggressively. They've been finding open opportunities, and they've been putting the ball in the basket. And I think it helped them put a couple of points up and decrease this lead to 10.
Yeah, 10 points, quick. That's 4 points just as this half started within 20 minutes. You know, they're getting a chance. They're kind of looking to shorten this lead, to start getting into this lead by Bay Nash. But Bay Nash looking to make a difference. That's Orbach. Orbach down to the corner. YU Bay Nash circling the defense. That was Daniel Schick. Daniel Schick back to Orbach from 3. It's all net. It's 38-25. Bay Nash with the 13-point advantage. Eliav Snakovic back down to Itkevici. Itkevici looking around back down to Bardashev. Bardashev, the captain himself, controlling the defense, trying to find that open space. It is Klesnik. Klesnik drives inside the paint. One lane is good. It's 38-27.
If they can bring the intensity they're bringing to offense to defense, we'll be seeing a lot more growth for them as a team, and I think that it'll help them make up the gap that they need to.
A tad bit, yes, that's what it is, and they're showing that intensity. And you know, Bay Nash, I think, is getting a little bit ahead of himself. That was a really quick possession there, Jonah, and they gave it away with the missed 3. Inside, back down to Bardashev. Bardashev controlling the Klesnik. Right wing, drives in from the elbow, and he gets a one almost fall, but he is fouled, I believe, by Hillel Bay Nash. Go to the line. They're on a run right now. They're looking to make it about 6 or 7 to 2 advantage run as with this half has just started. 38-27. Hillel Bay Nash with the foul. Klesnik at the line. Klesnik makes the first one, 38-28. Klesnik to put this lead under 10 for the first time in a while for Bardashev. He can't. Rebounded, the guy who fouled himself originally, that's Hillel Bay Nash. Hillel Bay Nash coming in after this half. He himself has 15 points as that first half alone. Can he double that? Orbach back to Hillel Bay Nash. Hillel Bay Nash is so dangerous from outside the perimeter. Inside, he throws it. That's the corner. Back to Bay Nash for 3, and it rims out. Rebounded. That's Amitai. That's Liev Markovic. Liev Markovic gives it away. Almost. Klesnik figure out the layup. Orbach screamed. That scream didn't matter as Klesnik was unfazed by his vocal cords. And back down to Bay Nash. Hillel Bay Nash monitoring who is open or back. Remember, it's man-to-man right now. Man-to-man with some quick guys. YU Bay Nash is very quick, speedy. They can get around them. Fakes it. Back down to Hillel Bay Nash. Hillel Bay Nash moving to the middle. Down the corner. That's Orbach for 3. Missed. Rebounded. Rebounded Noah Ohayon. Noah Ohayon. And down Ari Shklar. Ari Shklar. Hillel Bay Nash once again. And he hits this one. 41-30. Hillel Bay Nash with the key shot, 41-30 there. Bardashev, back top the key, Itkevici. Itkevici, Bardashev backing back up. He's guarded closely. He's trying to use his moves. Oh, and he takes the 3, the step back to the side, and he hits it home.
You know, Ethan, if Bardashev wants to end this cycle of 2 shots forward, 1 shot back that they've been seeing in this half so far, they're going to need to keep defense on Hillel. Because he's going to keep making those 3s if you don't.
Yeah, Bardashev's heating up. YU Bardashev, not to mention also the man himself, Dothan Bardashev. They're both heating up, and it's a key to how they're coming back. But, I mean, man, oh, man, David Orbach, 11.6 points per game. He's the leading scorer for Bay Nash, and you can see why. He's deadly inside. Bardashev looking around. Scanning, drives left, leads Klesnik open. Klesnik, who fake right, went left. Back down to Bardashev in the corner. Bardashev going around. He drives inside, kicks it out for 3. That's almost foul. They didn't call the foul on that, and it's rebounded Hillel Bay Nash. That was a good shot attempt by Saknovitz. He might have gotten hit. Hillel Bay Nash for 3. He stops and goes, and he hits it from downtown.
Now, Ethan, we've seen that from Hillel Beinash before, that stop and take the three when he has a lot of forward momentum. And it's a really good play, and it's worked out really well for him in this game so far.
Hillel Beinash, from this performance, he's been one of the best players in the entire tournament. He's just got the hot hand. It's a little bit Steph Curry, need I say, Steph Curry-like, Sabrina Ionescu-like, to get those three-point specialists to top in our game. 4-3, Itkovici, just a bit too strong, and that is rebounded by Ari Sklar. Or sorry, Daniel Schick. Daniel Schick taking it up himself this first time he's with the point guard duty. Itkovici with the tight defense inside. Back to three. That is Ari Sklar. He's left open from three. And while it was dangerous leaving him open, he doesn't cash in on the wide shot. Back down to Bardashev. Bardashev gives it up. Eliav Sakovic, left-handed lay-in is good. James Harden, like with that lefty layup, he's cooking a little bit. It is 46-35. Yeshiva Bardashev trying to cut in. 11:29 left in this one. For three, David Orbach. I mean, shot for shot they're going right now.
This has to be really tough for Bardashev. They're playing really well, and they're really not making any progress. And if they'd been playing this well the whole game, I don't think they'd have the deficit that they have right now.
Yeah, those few missed shots at the beginning for Bardashev are really proving to be proving to be the reason for the deficit, as the three by Itkovici is way short there. Not way short, but a little bit off the back iron there. It was a good shot as Orbach takes it himself. Orbach electric through his behind the back there, and he missed it. Rebounded. That's Saknovich. Saknovich, full head of steam. He's got Itkovici ahead of him. He does it. He takes it himself, looking for the foul, and he hits it anyway. A nice little lay-in right there.
I think one thing that's going to be really tough for especially these Bardashev players is making sure they have fuel in the tank left for the next 10 minutes. They're going to be a tough 10 minutes for them. They're going to need to keep the pressure, and keeping their energy up is really going to be important.
Yeah, 49-37. What I really like, Jonah, and you see if you can expand on this a little bit, the drive-ins have ended with nice layups. They're not taking bad shots, Bardashev. And so if they can force Beinash into taking bad shots, what changed the entire momentum here?
I think you're absolutely right about that. I think forcing errors by Beinash and taking good opportunities is what's really going to win them this game. And I think it's what's been allowing them to put up some points so far. But when you have players on your team like Hillel Beinash and David Orbach, it's just too hard to guard them when they're putting up double-digit points every game.
Yeah, and that was, I believe, Noam Segal getting in this one. Yeah, I mean, every shot that Bardashev going, Beinash is going bar to bar with them, knocking down that one. And a three, that is missed by Bardashev, and it is rebounded by the man himself, Orbach. Orbach, Hillel Beinash, they're the two guys that have just really kind of been pushing in this one to try to just really taking the life out a little bit of Bardashev. And another three, that actually rims out, rebounded Saknovich. Jonah, you gotta be thinking, how 9:19 left, are we starting to enter into crunch time or getting a little bit into that area?
Yeah, I think if Bardashev can't put some points up here and cut into the lead that Beinash has, it's going to start to be crunch time really soon, where they're just going to need to really put it all out there, or they're not going to be able to come away with a win.
Yeah, I really think that in itself, we have to maybe in this game acknowledge a little bit of the elephant in the room right now with Beinash and Orbach, is that they could be just too good for Bardashev to back up. Every time they switch up, have two guys on Beinash, Orbach makes them pay for it. They put two guys on Orbach, Bardashev makes them pay for it. Not Bardashev, excuse me, Beinash makes them pay for it. And, Jonah, at what point in this game, we have 8:34 left, do you think that Bardashev starts getting really worried?
I honestly, I think they're worried right now. I think down 13 points with this little time left and with two elite point scorers on the other team, I think they're worried. And I think that they're going to be playing with a lot of intensity towards the end of this game to make sure that they're leaving it all out there and can say that they did their best.
Yeah, exactly. Bardashev in the corner, stolen away by Beinash. Oh, and it's taken back over by Saknovich. Saknovich looking to control the offense just a little bit more as time is ticking under 8. Bardashev inside, almost inside the paint. He's at the right block. He's close to the right block. He dribbles right side, spins, doesn't spin around, goes right hand over, and he is fouled. And he'll go to the line for 2. To see, Kenny starts putting a little bit of pressure on this Beinash team to try to maintain this lead. It's 55-39. We're entering into crunch time. Some people might even say crispy time that we're entering into. I don't know who would say that, but the time starts rolling down. It's 55-40. But Bardashev, he's cold. He's the captain for a reason. 55-41. It's a 14-point game, 7:20 to go. Jonah, what do you like to see so far that Bardashev can do at this point?
You know, I really like to see them play a little bit more lockdown defense, know where the ball is when they're on defense, and lock it down. And I think that we've seen a lot of really bland defense from them. They're lacking seasoning. They need to put some salt and pepper on it. They need to put some intensity on it, some grit, and they need to start fouling. Because if they can't stop this clock, if they can't put Baynash in a position where they're not putting up points, they're not going to be able to close this deficit.
Yeah, and Orbach right there, like we've been saying this entire game, he had an easy lay-in. Turnover, back to Baynash. Baynash, they're running. It's Hillel Baynash, 4-3. Ka-chow! What a shot! Hillel Baynash, he keeps raining them down. That's 60 points, and we still have 6:33 left in this one.
And anytime Hillel Baynash is alone at that three-point line, it is just dangerous for the other team.
And Itkavicii returns it. It's a 16-point game, 6:22, 6:21, 6:20, and we're going. Hillel Baynash, who just hit a big-time three, keeping this game way in the advantage. And then another one. He keeps hearing his name called. It's a little too strong. That's rebounded back to Bardashev. Bardashev looking, surveying, right side, back to Itkavicii. He's looking for that three as the time ticks down. He knocks it. That's 2 in a row, Jonah. Can Itkavicii start heating up?
You know, I hope so. I think he's recognizing that he needs to play a little bit more ball hog with this team and to just take it to the hoop himself because he knows that he can do it and he can put those points up.
Stolen away by Saknovich. The Itkavicii, the Bardashev's team has scored 6 straight. Can they make it 9 straight? They're cooking right now. That's a 9-0 run. It's 63-47 right now.
You know, Ethan, one thing I think that Bardashev can do to help them really take a stronger role in this game is helping to use the speed of Zachary Kletzik on their team, number 4. You know, he's shown a lot of speed in this game so far. He's been able to get past defenders. He's been able to drive it to the hoop and been putting up a lot of really good layups. And I think, you know, he reminds me of Lightning McQueen. He makes me want to say ka-chow. And I think that he can be the key to this game as he puts up another layup. Sadly, he can't follow through, and Baynash gets the point, gets the ball there.
Ari Shklar takes it home. 67-47. That's a 20-point advantage right now, Baynash. And, you know, is getting close and closer to making this game almost analytically final, I would even say, as a hard foul right there as Saknovich hits the deck and will go to the line for 2. It is a 17-point game, 67-50 at the moment, or 67-47 at the moment. Baynash holds the lead over Bardashev. First free throw is good. 67-51. Baynash with the lead over Bardashev. You know, Jonah, something that Bardashev needs to do if they're going to come back, they got to be gritty. They got to hold tight, play great defense, and make their shots. They've been making their shots. It's the defense, and now they're starting to press. They're pressing up on Baynash. We'll see how they handle the press right here. Baynash trying to take it all himself, but to be honest, he can do it, and he's fouled, fouled right now. I believe actually it was a timeout called. That makes a lot more sense. It's a timeout called by Baynash, as Hillel Baynash, for what it's worth, was doubled up right there, and he actually got through the 2 defenders, but I think they were avoiding the violation, the 10-second violation, and so they call a timeout. Baynash, they'll have a few seconds to get the ball over the half-court line. Jonah, 4:03 left, 67-52, 15 points. At what point does Bardashev, start, I mean, they got to have, obviously, the intensity really high up right now, but what do they kind of got to do right now?
I think really Bardashev has to pull out something special, something that we have not seen from them yet. They have to build cohesiveness with their team. They got to play really quickly in order to get the points they need in this little amount of time and shut down the other team on defense. I think seeing the full court press for them on that play was working really well. They had to call the timeout to get away from it, and I think playing like that and with that intensity is going to help get more turnovers and allow them to score more points in this game quickly. Yeah,
Baynash does not appear to have seen the press so far in this game. I mean, we know we haven't seen it, but they looked a little bit uneven there. Luckily, Hillel Baynash was able to get around it. So we're kind of going to see how they can handle it if they continue to be pressed. But anyway, they weren't there. Orbach inside just from the free throw line. He missed it. Saknovich with the rebound. Saknovich controlling. He's got room ahead of him. He loses the ball, and it's taken away. That is Daniel Schick. Daniel Schick inside to Orbach. Orbach who misses the lay-in. He had a free shot. That's a little bit of an ouchie moment right there. Itkavicii, left end row, does a little bit of a move inside. He misses, and he is fouled.
You know, Ethan, I think that speed, especially of the ball, that we have not seen yet in this game. We've saw multiple missed layups because players did not take the time to shed momentum before taking the shot, and the ball carried forth that momentum and did not go in. And I think that the players need to slow down if they're going to be making shots.
Yeah, they've got to be able to control it inside. And even inside, they've got to be fierce. Like our own women's basketball player, Sailor Poffenbarger, who when she's inside, she takes 2 or 3 dribbles usually. She scans the defense and able to go up with it. That's kind of what they need to do, is kind of be patient when they're inside so that that lane goes in and makes the impact. Itkovici knocks one of them down. It's 67-53 here. Bardashev, Baynash up over Bardashev. Baynash right corner. He's looking. Back to the top of the key is Hilo Baynash. Hilo Baynash left side. That is Daniel Schick. Daniel Schick, he's got not too much defense on him, and he's backing up because they know with 2:34 left, they kind of want to take this. They're taking time down. Left open is Daniel Orbach. Daniel Orbach to the corner. That is Ari Sklar. Ari Sklar hits it home. 70 points. This is 70-53. They put up 70 points, Jonah, in this 2 halves alone. What do you think of that?
You know, Ethan, we've talked a lot about what Bardashev needs to do to cut into this lead, but we have not talked about the good things Baynash has been doing to build that lead. And it has been taking a lot of those 3 opportunities and getting those extra points, looking for the open man on the outside, and just putting the basket in.
Yeah, and that was too easy right there for David Orbach. It's 72-53. It's a 19-point game right now. And for 3, Itkovici, he still hits it. 72-56. 16-point game, 146, 145. They're not pressing. They're kind of looking a bit out of energy right now, looking a bit tired. Is Bardashev like they're a little bit giving up, but we'll see. High over the top. Giving down Ari Sklar. Ari Sklar takes it back out. Hillel Baynash. Baynash for 3. Of course he does. Old reliable Hillel Baynash from the left corner. 75-56. 19-point game. And Jonah, I think this game's winding to a close.
I think so too, Ethan. I think with, under 2 minutes left, I just don't think there's enough time for them to put the ball in the basket as many times as they need to.
That was Eliav Saknovitz, I think might have been trying to go for the dunk there, or maybe he was fouled, but it was a bit of a soured play right there. My guy did not rise up enough. Luckily, there's no replays on this broadcast. Otherwise, we would have been making fun of him at least 3 times by this moment. And it looks like the 2 teams right here are kind of show that they're kind of giving up as this 19-point lead by Baynash. Baynash right from the start, Jonah, controlled this game.
They really did not take their foot off the gas, even up until this point. Putting up 75 points in this short amount of time is just a real feat for this team to be able to do. It was a lot of threes, it was a lot of ball movement, and it was a lot of taking command of the game, and I really enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, Saknovitz, 4-3, by the way, Baynash, just a bit short. Eliav Saknovitz, I think, looking for redemption from whatever that missed dunk was, does the easy lay-in. It's 75-58. That's the shot. That is a missed shot. I believe it was Jake Dubé with the miss there. Slowly taking out 43 seconds here. Noam Segal. That's stolen right away. And in for the lane. Ooh, behind the back. Fancy. Oh, and it's no good. Pizzazz. No conclusion, though.
If you're down more than 15 points with this little bit left in the game, doing fancy moves like that and missing the shot is a little embarrassing, if you ask me.
Yeah, he was trying to put on a show, but oh my gosh, they really got to find out, you're only 5'10", 6 feet on the dot, man. It's a bit embarrassing to be trying to have dunks out here. And the shot is, whoa, the and one! Why, Bardashev?
With 7 seconds left in this game, I think both teams, knowing each other from YU, we can see that they both know that this game is over and are just having fun with their last moments on the court together.
Yeah, at the game, basically, both of the teams had kind of really let off the gas with 3 minutes left, and you can really see it here. They're kind of having fun. 75-61, 7 seconds here. 75-61 here. And the deep shot here.
It's nice to see players that can still be friends even after getting dominated on the court for this long. They can, still even now take the time and hang out together.
And that right there will end it. YU Baynash 75 over YU Bardashev 62. YU Baynash is the Tier 2 men's final champions. Jonah, what have we seen here in total that has made this game so great?
Before I answer that, I want to take a moment to shout out one of our wonderful sponsors, Athletes for Israel, that does that does such great work. I want to thank them for helping to sponsor these games and make them possible.
Yeah, 1,000%. We would like to thank you for coming out to our men's Tier 2 finals today. My name is Ethan Simon. This is
the National Hillel Basketball Tournament.
And Jonah Tectiel also. Have a great rest of your day.